Today I'm going to talk about elves in ReconQuest. The elf is a race in ReconQuest, but also a character role. That is, if you play an elf, you can pick a particular character role, you play as an elf. And in effect, an elf is like a, if you use D&D terms or AD&D terms, it's like a fighter magic user with some thief skills. Although, if you play an elf, you can only learn to cast spells if you have a very high intelligence and a charisma that is very high. Okay, let's start. Elves are graceful beings, a bit shorter and more slender than humans, and with an eternal youthful beauty. They are usually highly skilled in archery, magic and the arts. They possess keen senses and agility. They tend to reside in forests where they live in harmony with nature. They are often wise, noble and somewhat aloof, with a deep connection to the natural world. And these elves are not Tolkien elves. They are much more like the elves in AD&D, and they are like the dwarves are created by the deities. They were changed, but the elves are the children of Freyr and Freya. Freya, known as the Lady or the Elf Queen, and well, we have Freyr here. Freyr, the Lord, the Liberated, the Elf King, and they are deities of love, freedom, youthful beauty, glamour, that would be fairy magic, and health. And in the case of Freyr, he is a deity of good health, youthful strength, and freedom. So in a sense, the elves in ReconQuest would be like, or they would look like late teenagers, you could say. So they have this eternal youthful beauty and strength. Elves have night vision, but they cannot see in pitch black darkness, like dwarves can. And if they have a high intelligence and a high charisma, they can learn to cast elf spells, which is a separate category of spells in this game. They can sense magic, that would be spirits, trolls, spell effects, magic items, enchantments, and so forth, but not Etten phenomena, which I will talk about later. When they are within 60 feet of it, now they have a 50% chance. The base movement is 30 feet, and they are immune to diseases. That would means they cannot become sick. An elf can speak their own elven language, Ilverin, and Thulian, that would be the common tongue. Elves have special training in hiding and sneaking, in healing, playing music, poetry, mathematics, using or identifying magic items, and heraldry, history, mythology, and knowledge about the creatures in Thule. Because of their innate senses, elves enjoy a -4 adjustment to the die in relation to perception and when pathfinding, foraging, and looking for shelter in forests. And they have an improved chance to calm animals. I will talk about how that works later on, in another video that is. They enjoy a reduced movement point cost when they travel in forest terrain. And they don't suffer any extra movement point cost when they are sneaking whilst traveling. Elves have the most positive modifications for ability scores of all the races, but they suffer a -1 to strength, they have a +3 to dexterity, they have a -1 to constitution, +1 to intelligence and willpower, and a +3 to charisma. And they don't age, that would be they don't have any maximum age. And they're of medium size. This is how tall they are in inches, this is how much they weigh in pounds, and this is their starting age. And they have fair skin, blonde or light brown hair, blue, grey or green eyes. If you encounter an elf, a generic NPC elf, they will typically wear a medium armor and a helmet and carry a leaf-shaped small shield and a dagger, a sword or a spear, and a long hunting bow with some arrows. And in the description of the generic NPC elves we have this explanation to where their origins are. That would be the elves are the beautiful children of Freya and Freyr. They are also called Alvar and white elves. And they are characterized by their noble demeanor, refined culture and connection to trees, animals and sorcery. They typically possess ethereal and refined beauty and are slender and graceful beings. They are fair-skinned and blonde or light brown hair. Their eyes are grey, blue or in rare cases sharply green. When they interact with other races, they often maintain a sense of detachment and aloofness. Gifted with remarkable longevity, elves can in theory live forever, maintaining their youthful appearance. Their long lifespan and immunity to diseases allow them to accumulate vast knowledge and wisdom, making their elders esteemed scholars and sages. They live primarily in forests in harmony with nature, constructing elegant and organic structures that blend in with their surroundings, often high up in vast trees or in natural caves or near rivers. An elf can level up to level 12 maximum if they have an intelligence of 18, and they can learn spells every second level, and they gain some ability score adjustments as they level up. Whilst the dwarf had 3 extra hit points per level, elves only have 2. And it takes 3,000 experience points to level up to level 2 for an elf, but only 2,250 for a dwarf. So they are the most difficult to level up with. They are the slowest level uppers, so to speak. At level 12, an elf will attract a number of elf followers, equal to 1/4 of his charisma. The dwarfs value willpower, so you gain followers depending on how much willpower you have, but the elves value charisma. So, when it comes to ability scores, you see here ability score adjustments. The demi-humans tend to have higher ability scores than humans, but humans can level up a bit more, and therefore, as you gain ability score adjustments when you level up, humans can adjust their ability scores a bit more. So if a human survives level 1, 2, 3 and so forth, he can gain pretty much as good ability scores as the dwarfs and halflings and elves can. The maximum ability score a character can have, though, is 18 plus the racial adjustment, which means that an elf can never have more than 17 in strength, and a human can never have more than 18 in dexterity. So, for some ability scores, being a demi-human is better, but for others it's worse. For example, if we take a brief look at the thief character role here, you only need 1,250 experience points to gain a new level, or go to level up to level 2, but you have a lot more ability score adjustment potential. And the same is the case for all the human character roles, where you can level up to at least 15. Okay, sorry for the change in quality. I had something else to do, so I had to return to this at a later stage, and now it's dark. Anyhow, the elves, the known elves, that would be, live in Thorntree Forest, or Thorn Tree Forest, whatever you want to say. This forest. East of Norvik, across a little mountain range, lies a great forest known as Thorntree Forest. That would be Old Tree Forest. The hitherto only known realm of the elves. There might be other elven realms in the wild north. That would be the unexplored area that the Game Master is supposed to fill in himself. But nobody knows for sure. The different elf tribes were separated by glaciers ages ago. Thorntree Forest has very little need for any type of government, but is on paper ruled by King Galdor and his queen Lynlarion. Their realm has long been protected by an until recently iceberg-covered sea to the south, and glacier-covered mountain ranges to the east and north. The elves hunt and forage, and live in 2 different tree hut villages, built high up in great trees. One of them, Silvervatn, Silver Water, with a population of approximately 200 elves during spring and summer, is located in the extreme north of Thorntree Forest. And the other, Lyngvellir, Gladefield, with the same population of elves, only in autumn and winter, in the extreme south. In other words, the elves are nomadic, and they live half the time here in the north and half the time here in the south. And the only known elves live here, about 200 individuals in all, but the Game Master will probably create other elven realms when he creates, or when the players explore, they will find different elven realms. Because you can, using the random encounter tables and such. will return to that in another video. Bye bye, thanks for watching.